been a little while since we've done a quail video, so let's go check on them, see how they're doing. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Rednecked video. Again, my name's Chris, and if you're not familiar with this channel, I help you to produce your own meat, eggs, and vegetables from your backyard, your balcony, your deck, your garage, or even a spare room in your house if that's the way you want to do it. And you ever wonder how much difference light makes on quail raising, or laying eggs, I should say? That's what we're going to talk about today real quick. It should be just a pretty quick topic because I've discussed this before, but just to kind of give you guys a setup here, you know, I've got lights on these quail hutches. Today is April 5th. Yeah, April 5th. So we're gonna have about 12 and a half hours worth of daylight today. I mean, it's overcast and kind of gloomy out, so I mean daylight, but either way, we're not quite up to really long days yet. The days are getting longer. The birds have started crowing. The birds have started laying some eggs. But again, we're only up to about 12 and a half hours of daylight a day. It's starting to get a little bit longer. So I have some external lights that I've added onto my quail hutches. Now this light right here on this quail hutch hasn't really been working. I had the timer set up wrong. It was staying on all the time. So, you know, by the time, I mean, it would stay on all day long, run the battery down. It wasn't really lighting up in the morning. I got that fixed, but I just got it fixed like yesterday. So these guys have really been relying pretty much totally on daylight. The light on my other hutch though has been working pretty well. It's coming on at 2 o'clock in the morning, going off at 7 o'clock in the morning. They're getting, you know, the sun goes down 7:15-ish at night or something like that. So they're getting well over the 12 hours, about 14 hours, well over 14 hours a day, actually, way more light than they need, but it's not hurting them any. So I want to show you the difference between the egg laying of that hutch over there, the meat makers, and the Pharaohs right here. And the only difference is really the amount of light that they're getting. So now this may backfire on me because both of them are laying eggs, but what I've been noticing is I'm getting a lot more eggs out of those, a lot more consistent egg production. These guys not laying nearly as many eggs. So let me bring you in a little bit close as I collect the eggs. I already got one out of this hutch. It was by their feeders when I was feeding them. And if you saw in the beginning, I had to make a few repairs to the quail hutch. The wire in the front was starting to pull down, so I just reinforced it with a couple more staples. That was what the staple gun was for, if you were wondering. So let me bring you in close here. We'll open this up and we'll see how many eggs we get today out of each hutch, show you the difference. Okay, first up we're at the Pharaohs, jumbo Pharaohs. All right, guys, watch out, watch out. And they're actually doing pretty good today. So move on, guys, move on. We got, looks like 3 eggs out of this hutch. Actually lost a bird out of this hutch the other day. Not sure why. Just opened it up and there was a bird in there that had just passed away for whatever reason. Don't know, but the rest of them are doing just fine. I've got, let me back this camera up so I'm not just talking to nothing. I've got several hens in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 6 hens in there. I got 3 eggs out of them today. So that's not bad, that's okay. But I've got about the same number of hens over here, maybe 1 or 2 more. It doesn't really matter, the difference. Take you over here. Like I said, I already got 1 egg out of there. We'll see what they actually laid in the sandboxes. All right, let's get this cage open. Watch out, guys, watch out, watch out. All right, so we've got 1 egg already. There's 2, 3, 4, watch out, 5. Is there one behind you guys? 6, 7. 7 eggs out of this hutch so far. That was just what was laid last night. I think I've got 7, maybe 8 hens in here. Close that up. Stick these eggs in my pocket, don't forget about them. All right, now, one of the most common questions I get is how much light do they need, or why are your quail not laying eggs? Why haven't my quail started laying eggs yet? It's the light. The light makes the biggest impact on whether they're gonna lay eggs on a regular basis or whether they're not gonna lay eggs on a regular basis. And if you don't have any kind of external light this time of year when the days are just starting to get a little bit longer, your roosters will start crowing, they'll start breeding, you'll see the breeding behavior. They'll lay a few eggs here and there, but they're not real consistent with it. Sometimes I get 4 eggs out of here. Sometimes I get 5. Sometimes I get 1. Sometimes I get 2. These guys almost every day, it's 7 or 8 eggs every single day. Very, very consistent. And the only difference is I've got an external light on them that comes on at 2 o'clock in the morning and gives them that extra amount of light every single day. It makes a huge impact on whether your birds are gonna lay or lay consistently. So if you don't have external lights on your quail and you're wondering, well, when are they gonna really, they're only laying an egg or 2 here or there, sometimes they take a day off, it's just because of the daylight. It's just the amount of daylight. Give them some time. When the days get to be where they're 14 hours a day of daylight or longer, you'll start getting really consistent egg production out of that. The other option is to add an external light to it. Now, those of you guys that are wondering, yeah, these are my own design solar lights, or solar powered with a timer on them. I ran a couple of Kickstarters to try to get that funded to bring it to market. I wasn't able to do that. The Kickstarters were unsuccessful. I'm still working with the company to try to work out something where I can buy a smaller batch, make it available to you guys. If that happens, you'll know about it. I'll make sure I shoot video on it and tell you about it. But at this point, they're just not available, unfortunately, to buy. So we'll see how that goes. It might improve. Only other things I got going on with the quail are doing great. I know several of you have asked why I haven't done any quail videos. Well, there's just not been much to talk about. I've addressed pretty much every quail topic I could think of already, but it's good to come back and show every once in a while. They're doing great. I'm not incubating right now because I've got some meat chickens coming. Who knows, I may change my mind and go ahead and start incubating. I've been thinking about that. Why am I waiting? I may go ahead and do that. I don't know yet. We'll see. I need to get some birds in here before it gets too late. I don't want to wait until the end of summer and wait till we're way into summer. It's about time right now. Really right now though, another reason why I'm not incubating is it's still, we're up in the air in weather. It's April 20th and we get days that today's supposed to be like 65 degrees, which is beautiful. But it was down to 47 last night, and that was actually the high for the day yesterday. We started out yesterday morning at 34 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty chilly out. And this time of year, Max, get out of there, buddy. Go on. Dog likes to get under their quail hutch. And, well, it's just kind of nasty, so I don't like him underneath there. What was I going to say about that? This time of year, yeah, it's a little bit tricky for me to incubate. I don't like to keep the birds in the brooder box more than just a couple of weeks. I like to get them out to the outside hutches as quick as I can. And when it's getting down to 37 degrees, 35 degrees at night, which isn't that often, but it does still happen, it's a little bit cold for baby birds at only 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old at the most. So I think I might wait another week or two, and then I might start collecting some eggs to incubate. At that point, 3 weeks from there, we should be well out of the woods for getting any kind of frost or really cold weather. So we'll see how that goes. The only other thing that's going on is my watering system. I got to take this thing down and clean it out. It's I know you guys can't see it from there, but it's pretty plugged up with algae that's grown. I never took it down. I just left it up for the last year and a half or two. It's finally got enough algae grown up, especially in this little section right here at the front of it, where it's not letting the water through real well. They're still getting water. It's just not flowing as well as I'd like. And it's probably going to eventually, now that we're getting into summertime, the sun's starting to come out more. It's brighter, more intense sun. It's warmer weather. That's going to get to a point where it just plugs it up. So I really need to get that thing fixed now. It's a good time to take it down and clean it all out anyway. I'm not going to show on that on video. What I'm going to do is I've got to go to the hardware store. I'm just going to pick up some more hose, cut the hose that's on here off because it's really hard to pull off those barbs anyway. Just cut it off, throw it away, replace it with some new hose. The hose isn't that expensive and I don't need that much of it. So that's how I'm going to address this, and that should fix my problem with that. But anyway, that's about all that's going on with the quail. I thought I'd give you guys a short video, address the topic of how do you get more eggs. I've talked about it before, but it's still one of the most common questions, so I thought I'd address that one more time and just show you guys how the quail are doing. They're all doing just fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, God bless.